Hello, this is Austin from the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast, and you're listening to the BS Podcast Network.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and I would not be the filmmaker I am today, barely respected with no hits to my name, were it not for the wonderful world of Disney. We all love Disney, man, whether it's the movies, the parks, the Marvel movies, what have you, man. Disney is in our DNA, and you know whose DNA it's really in? The Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. You want to go Disney hard? Never Disney soft. That's the show for you. Magic Our Way podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's all the Disney. You looking for a little D or the big D? Magic Our Way's got it for you.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante San, everyone. You were listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. For today's show, we are talking about episode 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
And on this show, we follow the Disney concept of edutainment, where we focus on your entertainment, and along the way, you just might learn a thing or two.
Hey.
As always, to join in our discussion, we have a resident comic genius and Marvel master from Ivory, Ebony and Ivory, Comics.com.
You're missing out.
Mr. Eli Ivory. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Just another day to be with you guys, be truly magical and whatnot. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man, you still here.
I'm always here, right?
That was a nice sleepover.
I think I live here now.
Well, you might as well sleep in again, yeah. You sleep in the studios. You're the studio keeper.
Yes. I will gladly take that. This is a very cool studio to crash out.
Thou shalt not pass.
Watch TV.
Or go to bed before 4.
And also joining us on this show is our resident travel agent for Magical Moments Vacation? Leecation. I must be thinking about Lee Lastavica, the Shaggy TA. How you doing, sir?
Oh, good, man. Just over here, a wizard without a hat. As it would be.
Oh, but you have a beard, though.
Yes.
Our hatless
That's
wizard.
right.
Yeah.
You have a beard, and I can't speak English. It's okay.
He's a sorcerer. He's making spells.
I'm not a sorcerer because I don't have a hat.
He's a wizard.
It's a wizard.
Oh, I am a sorcerer. That's right. I am a sorcerer.
Thank you.
A wizard without a hat. Man, we messed that all up.
I was letting you just roll that one out for yourself.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Wizard.
Sorcerer.
Wizard
whatever.
con.
Cheese wizard. I'm a cheese wizard.
You're a cheese wizard. I'm going to change the intro for you now. Forget Shaggy TA. Your ass is the cheese wizard.
He's the cheese wizard.
You go to Philadelphia, you be like, with or without Lee?
Wit.
Wit. All right. So, anyway, guys, look, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are talking about the second episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which for us has a lot of New Orleans ties to it. Well, one. We'll say one. Two. We'll say two. Anthony Mackie from New Orleans, Louisiana, and Sam in the MCU, at least, is from New Orleans. So we have we kind of feel a kindred spirit
Represent
there.
now, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, he liked to represent NOLA all the time. That's what he said in the first episode, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to discussing that. And look, make sure that you are subscribed to us on YouTube, as great things will be coming your way starting right now. Like I said last week, again, now you'll get to see us do our thing live. You can see us do this discussion that we're about to have on the Hub live on YouTube. And we'll be posting different segments from our podcast as well as our reviews and all this kind of stuff, man. And it's going to be more than the static image with the waveform that you've been used to that we've been doing for the past years. But look, we're approaching Shore 400, and we want to step up our game. So we're starting to introduce video, kind of like Austin out there in Las Vegas with his Lukewarm Cinema. Now we're taking it Magic Our Way podcast. Video.
Take it there.
Take it there.
We flying now.
That's right.
Summer weekends, ladies and gentlemen. Look, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go continue discussing some Marvel Falcon and Winter Soldier magic.
And go watch us emote on YouTube.
Emote. Welcome to the Q, and this is the segment in which we get to discuss all the news and happenings in the world of Disney today. And so before we get to all the Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff, I want to just kind of talk about this real quick because it's quite poignant.
Ooh.
And what I'm talking about is the facial recognition technology at Walt Disney World that's being tested. Have you guys heard of this?
Oh,
I have not.
Yeah. So look, in contrast to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Walt Disney World is testing a way to arrive at a more touch-free experience.
Who don't want touch free?
Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier love touching each other.
I'm just saying.
See what I did there?
Touch a
That's
knee
great.
there. I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
touching me.
Don't you go to certain clubs so you get the touch full experience?
exactly.
Hey.
Unless I get to touch it for free.
No, there's no sex in the champagne room. What are y'all talking about?
Oh, yeah.
That way
Am I missing something? I don't know.
Not
Yeah.
since COVID.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, totally about that. Yeah, wear a mask for your dance.
There you go. Look, as of a few days ago, Disney's Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World is testing facial recognition technology that converts a guest face into a unique number ID that is linked to their admission ticket.
Wait, they turn your face into a number?
Face off. No, yeah, they take your face and they convert it into a unique number into the system. So the computer program sees your face, they recognize all the features, converts it to a number, and then it ties to your ID number, your ticket ID number.
It would be like prison in the future.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And look, all of this testing is being done in the name of improving the guest experience, especially as we navigate into the COVID world or post-COVID world, depending on when you are listening to this.
Yeah.
It's always for the guest experience.
Yes.
It's always for the guest experience. Well, have we not done any,
I don't
figured
know,
this out
man.
during the entire, since we've been doing this podcast? Everything's,
know, man.
The guests asked for this.
I don't know, man. This sounds like Big Brother watching. You understand?
Look, I want to be like Falcon Winter Soldier and touch.
Yeah.
I want to reach out and touch a brother.
I don't want nobody get my face and then turn that into a number. And then next time I go for a bank loan, they're like 5, 6, 7, 8, turn him down. Like, wait, I'm a person. I'm not a set of numbers.
The Marvel Master was
I'm
denied
more
a
than
bank loan.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, when they make my number, they'd be like 272. Look at that nose, Jesus Christ, 9.
9.
No, they made yours 8675309.
I'll give the eyes an 8, but that nose is a 3.
That would be so messed up, right? Your numbers is ratings based on your looks.
It's all in your face.
Oh my god.
What about Lee's face that extends well into his abdomen with that beard?
Oh, there's exponents for that. I think.
Okay.
It's a multiplication
So
rule.
they're not scanning your magic band anymore. They're scanning your face.
They're scanning your face.
Yes.
Your face.
Is it so they could like scan your face and then when you take a picture in the parks, instead of having that face mask on, they can put your face on
That
your
would be some
picture.
cool technology.
Yes. Like,
Face off.
yes. But back on.
Back on pass.
Face on, face off.
with a
face on,
dragon
face off.
flying around.
There's you riding down Splash Mountain, and it's like a deep fake kind of face on your.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
Your
awesome.
body.
Yeah, there you go.
They're gonna be like, wow, you looked really calm going down that ride. Wow, you got nerves of steel.
My goodness, you were thin. Oh, wait, that's not my body.
Uh,
Oops.
Because you're not allowed to scream, that's why.
Ah, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
look.
why can't you scream?
It's a thing, man. It's a whole thing now.
All right, so look, this is optional, of course.
oh, good.
And it's
okay.
only being tested between the period of March 23, 2021 and April 23, 2021.
Okay.
Okay. And look, if you want to use this tech, visitors need to arrive with a Disney Park pass and reservation and a valid theme park admission, of course. You can't just show up and do the test and expect to just get in if you don't have any of this.
Well, wait. If you're doing the test, if you're a guinea pig, shouldn't you get free admission?
You should.
Scan my face. Like,
You
know,
should.
how do I know what they're going to do with my face?
That's right.
Thank you.
They're going to put on a castle projection.
Wishing.
I'm going to be the magic mirror.
Yeah.
Mirror on the wall, and there's my face.
I'll be the tip of the castle.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Just the tip.
Only the tip.
Only the tip, nothing else. Just
touch
the tip.
free.
Aren't they doing this to try to combat, like, people using other people's tickets and annual passes and things like that?
They don't have that figured out by now?
Well, I mean, but they're not using the finger scan right now. So, like,
Oh.
But they can't use it because it's all touch. They want touchless.
right. So
Yes.
I think,
They want
I think
touch-free.
people are taking advantage of that and borrowing their friend's annual pass or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
Well, look here. Look,
I
it gets
understand.
better. You ready with this? Because once you have the ticket admission and the reservation, you would use a simple entry lane designated for the test, and you would remove all accessories except for the face covering.
So it can scan you even without the face, even with your face mask on, it can know your face?
That's exactly what is being implemented.
My iPhone can't even do that.
Well, this is better than the iPhone.
This is looking you deep in the eye.
This is from the people that can't get good Wi-Fi. It has better technical.
I highly doubt that this technology is greater than my iPhone has.
I think it's like a pneumatic, but with your face. They're gonna just do little points or whatever.
Why not just like verify that it's you to whoever the cast member or the security guard or whatever? They just say, here's a photocopy of a good shot of my face, and then here you scan.
Why can't we do retinal scans? Like every movie, they always do the retinal scan.
Oh, that'd be great.
The handprint thing.
No, touch free.
You got a free touch.
Got to be touch free.
And your nose and your mouth has to be covered. All that's showing is your eyes. Retinal scan.
Oh, that's probably what it's going to. If he does, all he needs is our eyes.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Let me give you the full story before we continue. Look, so you face the camera, you get the picture, even with mask or without mask or whatever, but chances are with mask because they follow protocols. And then later you will position your ticket or the magic band close to the scanner to activate, quote unquote, activate the technology. So they scan your face and they scan your ticket media to match things up.
They got to scan both? You got my face.
Yeah.
That should be enough. One scan.
Yeah, but how do they link that? I mean, I can understand that.
One scan, one love.
One scan.
You got one database of tickets. You got another database of faces. Somehow they got to have that primary key that links both.
I don't know. I saw how they did it in Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger wore that fat lady's face.
Oh, with the third nipple?
No, remember he posed as the
I remember.
lady and he took his head off.
Get ready for a surprise.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that's how it's gonna be. I don't know about that. I don't know. Retinal scan, I'd be cool with. I don't know about scanning all my face. Like, what if you're like really pudgy that day, and then the next time you go, you lose a lot of weight?
God, I wish I had that problem.
I'm just saying, like, people's faces alter all the time. Say you get in the...
Well, my iPhone can figure that out, but it can't figure out just my eyes.
Yeah.
I got to have my face mask covering off. Like, I can wear sunglasses, and my iPhone still knows it's me.
Hey, look, my iPhone can't figure out my thumbprint after I've been eating, like, seafood.
It's me! It's me!
I just can't wipe my finger right now, but I need to answer this call.
I don't know you. You add your thumbprint. It's greasy.
Crawfish guts.
That's exactly what it is. That deliciousness.
I just don't trust technology that well.
This coming from a technology expert.
I was about to say, let me tell you this. Eli, look, as any IT person working with security would expect, Disney says...
They say.
...that it has implemented technical, administrative, and physical security measures to protect guest information.
Yeah.
So you remember I did that long time ago? They did the dark web stuff with people all your information.
That's what they all say. And then you get an email like 6 months later. I'm sorry, your face has been corrupted.
Yeah. That's
you need
right.
to change your face.
Yeah.
Was that Minority Report?
Yeah. Please come back in.
Minority Report, he had to remember because he had to get new eyes. He had to get like...
that's right.
That's right. They did the retinal.
Yeah.
The eyeballs say the same, but like, if your face has been corrupted, your eyeballs been... What do you do? Because that's all you got.
Oh, man. That'd be messed up.
You go back to the fingerprint.
Yeah. You got to keep your
They're gonna have some new eyeballs for you at the gift shop.
Oh.
Magic balls.
It's going to be an eyeball on a stick. You just put the eyeball to
for
the
$19.99. You can buy that at the gift shop. Yeah, of course.
My pupils are going to be Mickey's.
It's me.
One last thing, for any of our Mohicans that are going back down there during this period, if you're going to the Magic Kingdom multiple times, they ask you that you use the same entry line so they can help better understand how the technology works. So they can bolster their user story.
Work the bugs out.
So I was going to say, so the trick is if this is a more secure way of keeping track of their guests.
No, it's a touch-free way, basically what it is.
Yeah, it's a touch-free way. You're just helping them not get screwed by people who are sharing passes right now in COVID times because they're not doing the fingerprint thing.
Right, yeah, they're getting rid of the pneumatic. What do they call it?
Pneumatic.
Is it pneumatic? No.
I don't know. It's not
Biometrics.
Biometrics,
They call it biometrics.
Yes, okay.
The fingerprint scanner deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about all of that. I mean, that's what you got guards for, and that's what you got, whoever. You got all that other security. And then, let's say the machine breaks down.
They're trusting technology to be infallible versus guards being fallible.
Well, I mean, you're Disney. You're charging $10 for a hamburger. Suck it up.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
No matter who's you got a good point, though. No matter who's doing the fraud or not, they still got to pay to get in. You know,
The princess and the fraud?
Yeah. Now, you can't tell the difference between the frog and the princess. Well, then you need to fix that scan software.
That'll be the new scan. You got to kiss a frog to get in.
Watch out now. Frog's like, yes, I knew it was you.
Unless you want more. Way more.
Yeah.
Kissing would be nice.
Kissing
Yes.
Now, look, guys, interesting enough, back in July 2019, the Orlando Police Department discontinued testing of Amazon's own face recognition software called Recognition with a K instead of a C. Because, the reason was because they couldn't dedicate the resources to the pilot and allow them to make any noticeable progress towards completing the needed configuration and detection. That's what they say. They didn't have the resources to continue with the testing. But, interesting, OPD stopped their own recognition testing. And now here's Disney coming along with, hey, we're testing our own thing.
Can I ask you a question? Are you down with OPD?
No, you know me. I ain't about touch free.
No, I need to touch.
Baba B.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is it that hard to just have a canister of hand sanitizer after you do the touch? After you touch your fingerprint to it, to just spray your hands, and that way you're fine, as opposed to scanning my whole face. I'm saying, unless you're using my face for really cool things, like putting a face on me when I have my face mask on.
On Stacy?
Oh, wow. No.
You're going to get wet!
I'm just saying, if you can't put my face on something, like a photo picture or something, or, take an image of us and put us now we're one of the hitchhiking ghosts at the end of the ride in the Haunted Mansion that are messing up with your heads and stuff like that. You can't take my picture and use it as a digital projection and an attraction. If all you're doing is using my face for security purposes, let me put my damn thumbprint down and just give me some hand sanitizer to wipe my hands right after I do it.
I'm sure that's next. Because when they take the picture, it all just goes into a database. And I'm sure any computer system or web application that they've come up with can just access said database and put your face on a hitchhiking ghost.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. If you had different things, what are other technologies? Let's say that you ride. Oh, I don't know. What's a video screen one?
Soaring?
Flights of Passage.
Okay.
Soaring and your face is on the golf ball?
Yeah. Let's say you ride Flights of Passage and they use your face.
On a Banshee.
No.
Oh, no?
Not a
Banshee?
Put me on a Banshee.
A Navi.
You want me on a Navi?
Yeah.
And now I really look like my Navi.
I want to be on the whale. Can I be the whale that pops up in the water?
Well, whatever you want.
No, or Smuggler's Run. Let's say they alter a part where, since you're all sitting there, they have your face scanned, and then they show your face is on the screen, as the engineer, as the pilot. That's a slightly enhancing experience.
Or you
go through a ride movie. Yeah.
You go through Mexico and you're having a margarita with a señorita in Mexico as the three caballeros are flying by.
That's it.
I think that's perfect.
I think that's that technology I'll get behind. But using my face for security reasons,
no.
Figure it out yourself.
Or maybe they can capture my face and put it in some kind of end sequence video for Spaceship Earth.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait. They already do that.
Not well, but yeah. I'll go. I'm with that. With that.
Yeah, you have to also hope that the people behind the scenes are good people and not trying to figure out some way to take your face and use it for some sort of weird identity theft or something. Because that is your face.
See, that's the thing. It's if you ride Spaceship Earth, they got your face.
But that's fair.
Granted, it's not the best, but they still got your face.
I was gonna say, it's a very static image. It's not a full, I don't know what kind of a scan they do of your face.
I think for Barnard Bed, it's it's full scan, different points on your face.
Yeah, no.
Better than Spaceship Earth, but for people they got my face now. They have your face if you ride that. Especially if you look at the damn camera.
They have a picture of your face. They don't have a full
It's still your
scan.
face.
Yeah, but it's not
But it's a picture.
It's still a face.
If it's facial.
But that's the thing. It's people argue. It's oh my God, they took my picture and they're going to keep it. It's if you look at the camera in Spaceship Earth, they got your picture. What?
Yeah, but just because they take a straight-on shot of your face doesn't mean that they know your side profile and what you look like. Is your nose protrude a little bit more, or is your chin?
Oh, I don't know if they do a side profile.
That's what I'm saying.
From what I think, it's just a straight-on thing measuring your different points of your face.
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I don't think they do like a prison video. Picture.
No, because it'd be three different versions.
Well, you do your straight-on shot, you do this left side, right side.
If they're scanning you to make an action figure of your body. body.
No, I don't think they do. I think they do straight on like when you go, like the tablets to take your temperature when you go to the hospitals. It's like that.
That would be awesome. You could purchase your own Disney action figure.
Or like a 3D.
Like, make me Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Make me Captain America. Make me
Winter
Thor.
Soldier.
You talk about like those little things like when in the 80s in theme parks where they used to shoot like plastic and they mold it to your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be good. You would get your own custom-made like Navi action figure.
Wait. Copyright MagicOurWay.com
Yes.
2021.
Copyright FU Disney.
Yes. Magic Our Way LLC.
I know some toy makers too.
Do you?
Yeah, I made a geisha figure toy.
You made a geisha figure?
Well, I've since I had somebody else create one.
I've never seen it.
And why don't I have said toy? What's the deal?
What's the problem?
They only made the one. They're not like a mass produced.
You
like,
never
toy.
thought to bring it by so you check it out?
I thought I showed you a picture of it.
I
want to touch the dang thing.
Yeah.
Oh, now we touch free. We not touch free no more.
No, I want to freely touch the dang thing.
Kevin's been very touchy.
I'll bring. You know, I should just bring it to the studio. Maybe
when we review when we shoot our next video podcast.
Maybe we can work out a custody arrangement where we each get this figure for like 1 week.
Yeah, maybe it'll work out better than Mawiki. I don't know.
I don't want the week after Kevin's week.
I was like, how about just give you the book?
Yeah, like Kevin gets it and then goes back to you. Then I'll take it again.
Oh God, that reminds me. It's like we haven't talked about Winter Soldier yet, but I feel like Sam doesn't want the sloppy seconds.
What sloppy seconds?
Oh,
wait,
the
what?
shield?
The shield, yeah. He doesn't want to be a second guy carrying the shield. He wants to be a third guy. Sorry, I don't mean to go off that.
You're already going to be the second guy because Captain America was the first guy, so you're already going to be the second guy.
No, U.S. Agent's the second guy.
Technically speaking,
So minimum, you're third guy.
no, technically
you're the third
speaking,
guy.
Tony
Yes.
Stark's dad touched the shield first,
Oh, okay.
and then gave it to Steve Rogers.
So now we're down to fourth people.
Exactly.
Okay.
So two more, and we got Kevin Bacon.
All right.
Give it time.
Anyway, foreshadowing, guys. Look, make sure you check that video out on YouTube, and make sure you stay tuned to this episode because we're going to talk about Winter Soldier later. But anyway, yeah,
touch free.
touch-free, touchless, facial recognition. Would y'all do that test?
Do I what?
If we went to Disney World right now, would y'all do that test?
No, not unless we got any of the cool applications that we outlined. I need some cool applications. I'm not just trying to help Disney save money.
Yeah, that's the last thing they need to say. I mean, if I have a choice to not do it, yeah, I would choose to. Not
So is that
do it.
like you don't want to go to the self checkout line because like I don't work here.
There's a difference between the self checkout line and put your face on something where it's in somebody else's database and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, no. If self checkout gets me out of there faster than waiting in a long line, I'm going to self checkout. But there's no benefit to me going to facial recognition software technology BS, whatever the heck this is.
Yeah, I mean, technology itself, it's all about the person who uses it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
like, give me something for my. You're taking my face.
Your identity.
Yes.
Pretty much. I mean,
You get an egg roll.
Okay, fine. I'll take it.
No,
I'll take it.
I at least need 2
look,
turkey
Disney.
wings.
All we need is an
Put
egg
my
roll.
face on
Just
there.
haggle with me a little bit. Make me feel like my face is worth something.
Yeah,
You get a frozen banana.
what's
Right.
the value of my
But,
face?
oh, your face is only worth some popcorn.
Damn.
You get a single balloon as opposed to a nested balloon.
Your number is $3.99.
Your face, you get a Dole Whip. Oh, nice.
Oh, you get Jasmine.
Ooh.
Oh.
I said the numbers there. Be like, you want the face again?
Yeah.
Ha, there you go.
Face again.
Again. Touch that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I just
I'd probably give it a shot. just
but it's
because-
past the reasons, of Disney. Disney
You
really
give it a
are.
shot even without any of the benefits that we discussed.
Even without the benefits. Yeah, I'm good.
You're supportive. You're very supportive.
What would be the good part for you? Just that you help Disney
Just that I help Disney.
not
yeah.
let the scammer scam them.
Or, whatever.
But,
Sure.
but Kev, we do certain shows about Disney employees that do bad stuff with the trust that the customer gives them. Certain people, not all cast members.
What bad are they going to do that nobody can do right now?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's one thing when the people have like your credit card numbers and they have the ability to do that, but like your face, I think there's just a lot.
If you got a Facebook or Instagram, they got your face. Somebody's got your face. You got Twitter, somebody's got your face.
I got your face.
Driver's license, they got your face.
But it's like 3D recognition software or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you obviously that Robin Williams movie, like, what was it, 1 hour photo? and like he would become attached to families by looking at their pictures because he was developing a picture. Same thing happened in Red Dragon. Like he was like, what if somebody like from Disney sees your face and becomes fascinated with you, and they can't stop looking at your face, and they take your face home.
Oh my God!
And they're like projecting it on the wall and stuff like that. I mean, that would be kind of freakish.
Can you
wouldn't it?
imagine that our face on somebody would be like, making all these faces. Yeah, I don't want them to hunt me down though.
Right, exactly.
Trying
Like,
to cut my skin off.
They would need to offer me some kind of incentive.
I like the thought of being a toy or whatever. Like I think
You want to be a toy.
An action figure, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, what about you, dude?
Whatever gets me through the line faster. So if that line's faster, I'll do that. But I don't really. It doesn't bother me, honestly. Like,
because you only got quarter face.
yeah, they want to steal my face. They're gonna steal my face anyway. So whatever. It's like people are like, oh, you're gonna put the chip in you, dude. They already got the chip in you. It's your phone. It's your, It's like you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on all that. They want you. They got you.
Wow. So you just Disney's
Basically, I mean, how is that?
There's no
pretty much.
Wow.
Me go right back to the flip phone if it's like that.
Brought me down, man.
Bring it down.
Oh. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
we're curious to know what you guys think about the facial recognition technology testing.
We're all doomed.
Would you like to see this implemented in the park sometime in the future? Why or why not? Make sure you let us know what you think about that. Show at magicourway.com.
And let us know what you would like Disney to do with your face. Like, put it on a Rice Krispie treat or a cupcake. Like, what if I
or a Mickey bar.
Our Mickey bar.
It could be. We could have a Danny bar,
Danny
an
bar.
Eli bar, or a Lee bar,
Yes.
a me bar.
You
There's
could have
so many cool
turtle
things.
talk with Crush, and it's your face instead.
Oh, I
of
love turtles. They're delicious.
your face over
No.
turtle's body.
No, Kevin.
No, I meant like the chocolate thing with the nuts and the cookies.
Oh, well, yeah, that. Okay.
Were you talking about the animal? Ugh. Oh wait, I drink turtle soup. It's all good.
Turtle soup?
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
all good. I was just thinking of something digital. Like, that would be fun.
Whatever the case is, we're keeping you away from turtles.
Face.
Yes.
And here we are in the hub, and this is our main topic segment of the show. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are talking about the second episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And so if you want to see us do this live through your video screens, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, and then you can see us do the exact same segment, looking at the cameras, looking straight at you, right there in the audience. And I pointed at the camera, but this is a podcast. So I don't know why I'm pointing at the camera.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a podcast part, but that's
Right.
okay. But yeah, make sure you go over there, check that out, subscribe, like it, comment. You know what to do on that channel. But look, today we are reviewing episode 2 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series on Disney+. But before we jump right into it, I want to take a second and give you a little spoiler warning. We're going to dive right into it all and spill the beans of everything that's happened on this second episode. So if you haven't watched it and don't want things to be ruined for you, make sure you hit the pause button and save this to one of your, to view list or to listen to playlist. And make sure you come back to us later because we are diving right into the details in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time!
Spoiler, we're in the French Quarter.
Yes, we are in the French Quarter.
Cha-cha-cha.
It is a Saturday
I want my
night.
alarm clock to sound like that.
I know. That make you want to like really get up in the morning and smile and dance.
And jump.
Yeah.
Second line your way to the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Second
umbrella.
line out of the shower. Second line onto the pooper.
There it is.
Be awesome.
That's a number 2 line.
That's the second line. You're right.
That is the second line.
Look, y'all, allow me to provide a little summary of all the cast of characters that we have in this episode.
Okay.
So last week, we saw the separate lives that Sam, a.k.a. the Black Falcon, and James, a.k.a. the White Panther, were leading. And in this episode, they meet up and work side by side, or rather, I should say front to front. It's like really close front.
Right up in there.
Like scissors facing each other, intertwining each other's manliness close type of front.
It was tight awkwardness.
It was tight. Did you say tight awkwardness?
Yes.
Oh, it was tight awkwardness. Yes, folks, it was that close. How about that? And also we learned a little bit more about U.S. Agent John Walker, a.k.a. the new Captain America, and his sidekick of color, Battlestar, a.k.a. LeVar Burton. Wait.
No. Reading
scratch
Rainbow.
that.
No, not
Wrong
LeVar
one.
Burton. Yes.
Lamar Hoskins. The names are so familiar, I kind of got confused.
Reading Rainbow is better than Battlestar.
Yeah.
You would have liked LeVar doing the...
I would love
Or
that.
Geordie?
Sure.
Yeah.
But Jordy might be a little bit old for the sidekick role.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But he would have brought experience to
He could have been
team.
the Isaiah character.
He would have had
Yeah.
superpowers for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about Lamont?
Oh, that dummy.
Lamont.
You big dummy, get the shield.
Shield, throw it.
Well, look, guys, speaking of super guys with color, and keeping in mind that this episode didn't really explicitly say this, but we also meet the original Black Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, and his grandson and young Avenger-to-be, Elijah. And then, of course, the last character to be introduced is the one and only Zemo, and he is, in fact, our cliffhanger for this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, gents, allow me to turn it over to our Marvel master, Eli, to lead us off with his thoughts and his emotions regarding the episode 2 of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, Eli, if you will, sir, tell us what's up, man.
Well, thanks, Kevin.
How you feeling about this?
I tell you what, credit be to this episode, because that was a lot of characters they had to squeeze in there, and they still made it seamless. And I think for a second episode, it's a good follow-up to the first one. I do say, though, there's a serious race component that is happening here. It is just, if we weren't sure in the first one, it's just really in your face in this one.
Oh, yeah, with the cop scene and all that.
Like, if it's bad enough that Falcon can't get a bank loan, brother still got to be harassed. I don't understand.
In Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore,
They're doing all the racial movie tropes. I mean, next week they're going to be in Nordstrom's, and the sales associates going to be following the Falcon through the store. And
Nigga, can I check your pocket, sir?
Sir, we don't carry any cash in the store. We just want you to know.
Yeah, please.
Oh, you're the Falcon. Can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, I am so sorry.
But your credit is still not going to work here. We can't accept it, you know?
Yeah, you weren't sorry before when you were harassing me.
Exactly. I mean, man.
It was thick.
It was. And then, I don't know why, but the Isaiah Bradley part, I got flashbacks of The Color Purple where they had, Danny goes, get off my land. Like, that's what I kept thinking. I would have liked.
Get out of my house.
Yeah. You had. Like, come on. Gotta give him a little more.
Yeah, but he threw the Altoid cannon to the wall, whatever that was.
Was like, yeah, it's time to go.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man. Think we could do with a shield.
No kidding. I thought he was going to pull out something.
I thought he was about to throw it down right there. It's like, you want to go? I'll kick your ass in Korea. Let's go.
Took your arm off. So
Let's go now.
Huh? But other than that, it was a lot of characters to really put in. And they sold U.S. Agent pretty good, I think.
They still haven't said U.S. Agent, that he's straight up U.S. Agent.
He's just Captain
He's just
America.
new Captain America.
New Captain America. And
by the GRU.
Homecoming King.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what an intro.
All-star quarterback.
I did you like that as a musician?
What's that?
Like how they did the Marvel Studios, but they had the high school band playing the music to it.
I did like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I wonder if they can do like a different type of intro every time, like a different little theme with each one, because that was cool.
Kind of like Wanda.
Yeah, it was
could have been
good.
Yeah. I mean, I liked how it led into that particular scene. That made sense.
Yeah,
like a little drumline thing. He's at his whole high school.
Yeah, and they're showing that he's kind of,
I just
so
want to do
nervous.
The job.
Yeah,
I just want to do the job.
I've been a captain before, but not like this kind of captain.
We all want to do the job. Bro.
I felt that level of humanity with it, but then towards the middle, would you guys say he kind of got? I don't have a better word for this.
You talking about New Captain America?
Yeah, New Captain America. Like he
kind of became a dick right at the end.
That's exactly.
El Ducho?
Yeah, Ducho's good because I was gonna say dickish, but yeah.
El Dico?
Yes.
I thought at the end it was readily apparent. I don't think that it happened midway through. Like I started off like, okay, so this guy's obviously a bad guy, and then the way they set it up, where you start off introducing him, you get a sense of his background. You're at his high school. He's meeting up with Bucky and the Falcon for the first time. I expected to hate this dude, but I kind of was digging the character a little bit. Even as, for whatever reason, this actor looks goofy in the mask. Like he takes the mask off, he looks fine.
It's that chin. It's
it's the chin. It's all that.
It's like that bottom tooth chin.
He needs hair. Once you see him with the hair, then he looks okay. But when he's got the cap on there, he kind of looks just like
he has the cap on.
He looks like the Jägermeister shot, that you would see in the billboard.
So smooth.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of started digging it a little bit, and there was that dynamic between the two teams, and I was really liking that. It kind of reminded me of Running Scared. You remember you had Hughes and Costanza, and then the other two, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but yeah, where there was this kind of rivalry going on between the two of them.
Yeah, the experienced versus the young.
Young and up and coming, right, exactly. And I kind of enjoyed that, and all of a sudden at the end, like just when I'm like, okay, so he's not a bad guy, and all of a sudden he's like, stay the hell out of my way. And I'm like, whoa, okay, so he's a bad guy.
Well, I think I took the middle part where after they had that fight on the on the two trucks, which was
the
awesome.
parallel trucks was good. Yeah,
That was good, and that was a good
that.
showcasing of new Captain America's skills. Like I will give him credit
for the gun.
Yeah,
Whips out a gun.
That was a little tricky, but the original Cap did do that.
Yeah, it's true.
Technically,
He had
so
yeah.
I was like, yo, I was like, wait, what? Well, you can't just whip out a pistol like that, can you?
In the MCU though, he didn't. I don't think, except for in World War II.
First
right?
Avenger.
Oh yeah. World War II. Yeah.
Right prior to him showing up and pulling a gun, if you don't remember, like Falcon and Bucky were trailing the
trucks.
what do they call them?
The flag smashers. Yeah.
And he's all ready to go run in there, and he's like, whoa. We're not assassins. We don't do, or is that what he said? Assassins, mercenaries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So, and then they run off, and Bucky jumps on the truck, and he gets kicked out of there by that creepy looking girl.
That girl kicked your ass.
Yeah, and then they're fighting, and what does Falcon do? But he sends in Red Wing, who opens fire and starts shooting bullets right at the people as they're fighting on before you even really were sure that they were all super soldiers. So Falcon shot first.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, okay.
No doubt.
Well, he said they don't have to play by the rules.
Right.
They're not under any jurisdiction. They don't have to, they don't have to have the the powers to approve their techniques or whatever.
That's BS.
Well, wasn't it by that point? It was Bucky was already compromised.
Yeah, he was already getting like beat up, and then they would like.
So he sent their
toss to the ball.
Yeah.
So then the Red Ring got broken anyway. So
I'll tell you what. One part I liked about that scene was Falcon jumps over the street sign, the highway sign, and your girl just busts through the sign.
Just smashes right through it.
I was like, yeah, okay, that was zero effective.
Because you were expecting like the sign to take him out, and then like, nope, bam, just right through the sign. No big deal.
Yeah, no, that whole scene was crazy, and but like the truck scene, the action in this show is phenomenal.
Yeah, we even got some. What was that Falcon on Bucky action?
Yeah, when he had to save him from like getting crushed. The truck.
No, when they fell off the truck and they rolled down the hill together, arm in arm, locked.
Yeah, he had to fly under the truck
that was cool. You're right.
Yeah,
right.
He's going to be crushing it. That's when they
pretty
held each other in the grass, and then he would like get off.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, I did like in this episode how when Falcon was initially going to fly in, the truck guy pulled in to kind of block him off. We're usually in some movies, typical movies, that doesn't happen. The hero always makes it through and saves the dude. But in this case, your boy turned the truck and Falcon had to kind of retreat a little bit. I appreciated that actually, as far as like storytelling goes.
Yeah,
because it wasn't typical. You expect Falcon to just swoop in and save your boy. No,
sure,
rejected.
No,
rejected.
Blocked. No.
No. Not on my highway.
No.
No.
And so the original point is saying like after all of that
Bucky's the bottom.
Okay. I totally, not much you could do about that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But new Captain America, that's what I thought to say he was being kind of douchey, is like when they're walking and then he's like, come on, get in the Jeep, and hang out. And then like they're having their words with each other right there. And then Captain America says something along the lines to Falcon, like, it'd be good, if I could have y'all rolling with me like y'all did.
Oh, what's that? Captain America's sidekick.
Wingman.
Wingman, yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
And Sam's like, oh, it's always that last line.
Oh, yeah, because it always goes back to me with him giving up the shield. And that's why I was behind Bucky when he was like, why you gave up the shield, man, like in the beginning. Like, that still eats at me a little.
You got to stop. That's like, to me, the best part.
I understand because it's the but now, okay.
Yeah, but the whole series is about him getting the shield and becoming Cap.
I know, and he's got to embrace it.
In 6 episodes.
But he's not even defining why he's not doing it. Like when they were in
I think they are, and they're working completely overt as to what they're trying to say. And it just keeps happening, and you touched on it at the beginning of it, where the racism is just way up in your face. I mean, it's like every 5 minutes we need a racial statement or situation occur, and we need to figure out a way for Anthony Mackie to say.
But I need him to like voice it. You know what I mean? Like when he's put in the spot, he's like, "What? You harassing me again?" or whatever. And like even the part where the doctor had them do the scissor exercise.
Oh yeah, the whatever you call it, the staring contest.
The staring contest, which was a pretty cool scene.
The soul gazing exercise. Sorry, that's what they called it.
Yes. And he was asked the question right there.
You know what's funny? My wife got excited about that because she's like, "Oh, they're using techniques I learned."
Oh, I thought you were going to
Like
say
the
she
miracle
was excited
question
about
and the soul gaze and
scissors
things.
thing.
Like, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was excited about the scissors thing.
Yeah, I thought y'all both were.
She was like, Kevin, leave the room.
I need a moment.
I need a moment alone with the TV.
That's right.
I need that paper
I need
towel.
to break this down. I need to analyze what's going on. I'm learning this in class.
I'm inspired.
Like, no, honey, I gotta stay. They touched.
They touch. They looking at each other lovingly.
All right, so something I want to mention, the reason why we're doing this particular show and why we're covering this so heavily is the character of Sam in the MCU and the actor that plays him. You know, they have very close New Orleans ties.
Yes, he does.
So that's very interesting to us. You know, we want to support those guys. Anthony Mackie, you know, he was born in New Orleans. He went to Warren Easton. He's a Noka kid. He also went to North Carolina School for the Arts when he was high school. He graduated from there, so that's great. The MCU Sam is from Delacroix, Louisiana. But the comic book Sam, and Eli probably attest to this, is from Harlem, New York.
Yes.
Which is a little bit touring. And for you guys ever wondering where Delacroix is over in St. Bernard Parish, God's country, right down there. So, you know, there's a lot of water down there close to the mouth of the Mississippi. So it's a very, this show is very, you know, they did do some shots over here. They did some shots of the shrimp boats. They mentioned Delacroix. So this is a very close personal thing for our particular show because we are a New Orleans podcast.
It does involve
surprise,
more.
surprise. Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, what do you think? I wanted to ask you, what do you think about them kind of changing Sam's background from Harlem to? Does it matter? Or is it cool? Or what do you think?
I mean, I'm fine with it because it was picked here in our state, our loving state. But
we're a little biased.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the right person to ask it. I have a response bias on this.
But I'm right though. He's originally the character in the comic books from Harlem, New York. Right?
Yes, and then really like most characters in Marvel are, since Marvel was centered in New York, they mainly are from, you know, New York City,
New York air boroughs, all that kind of stuff.
you know, Manhattan and everything like that. So it doesn't really change him. It's not like, well, okay, maybe it's fair to say that in the comics, you know, Falcon doesn't necessarily talk exactly how this Falcon does, I know
Like
how,
Will Smith?
Yeah.
Right.
You know how folks think. You know?
You got your ass whipped by that.
Yeah. You know?
Very Will Smithish. Whenever I see him on screen, it's like,
It feels like Phil Smith.
yes,
No,
it
knocks
does.
you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mind this aspect of Falcon here.
He's a Louisiana Sam Wilson.
Yeah,
Falcon,
it's kind of like that. Hey, I'm chill until you start probing in my business, and
Yeah.
then you know.
And look, listen, if you're curious, Delacroix, Louisiana is about 57 miles from the Fat City Studios, where we are right now.
That's
Ah.
Fun
I didn't
fact.
No,
I
I
didn't
like
know.
it.
Yeah.
Delacroix.
Yeah, Delacroix.
It's not Delacroix. Delacroix.
Cry.
Delacroix. All right. Anyway, so where would you like to pick it off?
Oh boy. Okay. So now we've already established about them talking to each other. So I thought that scene was pretty good.
No, that was good. Yeah, because the psychiatrist is still in the military, which is kind of funny.
Yes, and
That wasn't a request.
like damn.
Sam,
lady.
you too. That wasn't a request. I love that. I was like, oh, she's still in the military, isn't she?
Yeah, and it does kind of give, like Danny was saying earlier, kind of this portion of the episode does give it like 48 hours, like the movie kind of gives it that kind of buddy cop kind of feel to it, which I don't mind.
I liked it because it kind of picked up where they left off, like Civil War. You know, he's like, "Oh, I really hate you," or something like that. You know, that stuff. I love that little dynamic of this. So I was glad. I was laughing a lot during this episode. So I enjoyed this episode a lot.
Yeah,
you know, not that I didn't enjoy last week's, but this one I really enjoyed a lot. I was, you know, I laughed a lot.
But he's like White Panther, like no, you're the White Wolf, and like
So what does that make you, black kid?
yeah, Black Falcon.
Yeah, I had a problem with that scene. So I mean, it's like, yeah, that whole black kid, Black Falcon scene there, where he's kind of getting on the kid, like, oh, what? Just because I'm black, I'm a Black Falcon. Didn't you just pull the whole White Panther thing with Bucky? Like, why are you chastising this kid for thinking you Black Falcon when you just call Bucky White Panther because he spent some time in Wakanda?
It's White Wolf, actually.
Yeah. You don't see the hypocrisy behind that at all. That was that one scene I did have a problem with.
Yeah, he's razzing kids. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, the whole thing of every time this man comes up against something, there is that bizarre component. Now, the last thing, I like the villains in this show, but I only like the main villain, like the bigger guy that like stepped on the
I was gonna say, how do you know who the main villain is yet? I don't think you do.
No, I mean, I guess like physically, like he's the big one with the crazy hair, right? Like he didn't show up.
He was one of the guys. I don't think he was in there.
Yeah,
But I think that the main villain, and I wanted to ask you about this, Eli.
Yeah.
The main villain in this one is named Carly Morgenthau.
Oh, the girl, yes.
The girl, which is opposed to in the comic books, Carl Morgenthau, who is the original Flag Smasher. Could you give us a little more insight into that?
Wait, what's her name? Flashmaster?
Well, her name.
Yeah,
Well, the group is called Flag
Coming to the stage,
Smasher.
Flashmaster.
I was like, what?
Flash Dancer.
What a feeling. Throw some water on it.
What? You sure it isn't Quartermaster?
No, it's not Kirk. But
Kirk was on the show.
he was on the show. That's
I
crazy.
gotta- what did
No,
you-
but her actual name of the character is Carly Morgenthau. And so I did some research about the Morgenthau name. And apparently in the comic books in Marvel, it was Carl Morgenthau, who's the original Flag Smasher guy.
Oh, Flag
Flag
Smasher.
Smasher.
Okay.
Yeah, add the L in there. Flag Smasher.
That's like a, like the thing is like that's like a character that's
Is it obscure?
Obscure.
Is he obscure guy? Okay.
Yes,
Because I wanted to ask you about that because I remember I was like, what is this? Like, he's not, Carl is not a guy. He's not a girl, but
He's a-
in this
he's a-
MCU, it's a girl. But then again, Sam is from Delacroix versus Harlem.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
So what's up with that, man?
Well, I mean, the thing is that there's like there's this weird period in time where they have all the different Captain Americas, right? And like you said, like they have like U.S. Agent, there's this Cap, and then there's like Falcon Cap, and then there was like a time I think they were going to make
Bucky Cap, right? Yeah.
And so like there's this, he's an obscure guy where like he doesn't really come up enough where he has like a major arc, but he's like buried within that lore where there was like so many different versions of the Captain Americas in the comics and whatnot. It's really hard to find that guy. Like that's not even a guy that like
he's
that
a mere
obscure.
thread in the comic book, the quilt of comic books.
Yeah, and I think that's like through, and maybe like Kirk could tell me different, but I think that's pretty much through Ed Brubaker's run. Of
Oh,
Captain
really?
America.
Okay.
Yeah. So in other words, it's not like a guy that's been around since the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like that was like a real particular run of Captain America.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. The Flag Smashers, which is just awful, in the comics pretty much had nothing to do with a blip because I don't think there was ever a blip.
No, there wasn't a blip.
There was no blip.
This is all MCU.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure the Flag Smashers might make sense in the context of how they're supposed to be used in the comics.
Yeah.
But I don't get the name Flag Smashers for people who think that they're one world. I mean, I guess it's like we're going to eradicate all flags because we're just one world, one people. Is that?
That's what I took. Yeah, that's what I took. It's like we're going to smash all flags and unite under one, I guess, flag, which is kind of funny.
We're gonna smash all the flags except for this one flag.
Why not the Country Smashers?
Border smashers,
Border Oh, that's an even a better
Smashers.
game.
potato smashers,
Oh.
Watermelon Smashers.
Bass
Gallagher.
Masters.
Gallagher's. Oh, Gallagher's. We'll call them the OG
The
Gallagher's.
Gallaghers. I like
MCU.
that.
Take it.
I would like to pull up some more on that because like I don't know if that was when they had Cap be part of Hydra in the comics because like now in this one they're bringing Hydra back.
Was that when he was taken over by a Skrull that he became with Hydra?
Well, yeah, there was. Yeah, he was. They had the Skrull, and the Skrull did join Hydra, and like, but there was the thing where Captain America's name was besmirched.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Nobody really, believed in the symbol anymore, and all this other junk. So I think that's where these cats kind of like came into play. Now, as far as how they are in the show, it's kind of a really odd patriotic thing, and that's what I was wondering what y'all thought about it because.
Patriotic. That runs Battlestar. Wasn't he in the comic with some kind of patriotic guy or when? Or what's his name? I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I know.
I can't keep up with all that.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know Marvel from the cartoons and the MCU. So
Yeah.
comics is a new realm for me.
Then yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a very messy heap. I'd rather look at that, digging that one a little more.
As
like,
messy as the X-Men timeline. That one hurt my head. And
That's
there's less movies in that one too.
Yeah, so that's gonna say like different. All it takes in the X-Men timeline is for a telepath to just have a real bad day, and then like the whole thing
like
is
Deanna
like,
Troy, she had a bad day.
Yeah, or like
Okay, cool.
Like Jean Grey has a bad day. Professor X has a bad day. There's Onslaught.
Both
like,
Jean Greys had a bad day.
right, like they time of the month doesn't sync together. It's like it's bad. So they're probably more complicated than a Captain America would. But whenever Captain America doesn't have the symbolism behind him, then all this weird chaos ensues because Captain America is pretty much like a one-dimensional kind of guy. Like he gets things done, and once you mess with that, all bizarreness ensues.
But don't you feel like these flag smashers are going to be eventually like on our side, I guess is the way to say it, because they're being chased by some other bad guys. And I think, I guess ultimately, won't those be the bad guys that Captain America and everyone else is going to fight against? Or am I reading too much into it? Like, I feel like they're setting it up to where right now they're the quote unquote bad guys, but eventually you'll be sympathetic to them and you'll see the reason behind their cause, and that, you know, they're being pursued by these other people that are really, really the bad guys.
I agree. Yes. I think that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, I don't know that you'll be 100% sympathetic towards their cause because, I mean, they're trying to bring medicine to sick kids. But at the end of the day, they still believe that they want a world before the blip, which is a world that
half the people are
half the people
that didn't exist.
So
right?
they're saying that Thanos was right.
Right. Exactly. So it's going to be hard to be 100%, but at the same time, they're trying to do some good.
But no, Danny, if Thanos was right, then that means he was wrong about me.
And who gets to pick and choose who lives or dies?
That's right.
Okay, so I did not like that.
You didn't like that one?
I didn't like this. Wait, what?
Damn, if you were wrong, man, that means he was wrong about me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bucky's motivation? I totally, I'm glad that they gave it to you in that scene, but all I wanted to hear him say was because he gave you that shield, not me. He thought you were worthy, not me.
I think that's what they're trying to go for, but it was too many words, I think. That's how I took it, but I was like, if he would have said it like Danny just said it, I think I would have been happy with that.
Yeah, well, that's straightforward.
Well, I can take Sebastian Stan's job any day. I mean,
you look just as good as Sebastian.
do I?
I mean, we're on video.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him, folks.
The beauty.
The dude's fine.
Too much beauty.
No arm right over here. Look at that.
Bam! Put some CGI on there, something good.
Well, we need to get you a vibrating arm.
Oh, yes.
Or a vibrator arm, whichever one. It's all good.
And I mean, but to see the point, I mean, you're right. That would be a great motivation. But look, at the same time, I mean, you go back to Winter Soldier's history in the MCU. I mean, granted, he was under Hydra's rule, but you got to kind of work your way through that. You need you're set back a ways. So is that what we have here? Two anti-heroes, one that is stereotyped, the other one that just happened to have a crazy brainwashing issue to where he has to move his way forward for redemption.
Well, I think both of the character motivations are coming across as incredibly weak and not very well thought through.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you, because it's a patriotic thing, but they're talking about the legacy of a patriotic man who they gave away the symbol of his patriotism.
Yeah, overall, I just think it's a weak motivation that you have Bucky, who is now suddenly drawing his self-worth from what Cap's opinion of him was. I mean, it just seems like the character's regressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's done so much good since Winter Soldier. And he's come far. I mean, I could see if he was dealing with this stuff back in the Civil War days. But now he's still kind of coping with, I can't move forward. Like, to me, it seems like he understands, like, that wasn't me. I am not the Winter Soldier. I am my own man now, and I'm going to move forward with my life. But did Steve doubt me because he didn't give me the shield? He gave it to Sam. And so that, to me, is a more compelling and more believable issue that he's still fighting with, as opposed to this whole, am I really a bad guy at heart? Which I don't buy as much.
Well, the thing is funny is, like, again, if you use this in the movie 48 Hours kind of framework, they have a real good dynamic to, like, beef off of, which they don't get into the depth of the beef, right? Like, number one, when Cap gave the shield to Sam, Winter Soldier's right there nodding for him to have it. So, like, easily Sam should, like, he's like, hey, well, he didn't think it was my worth, which is his motivation to have. But Sam easily should be like, yo, man, you was right there too. Mm-hmm. You the one pass it off. Why did you say something did? Like, they don't have that back and forth on that particular subject, where I think that is where you'll be like, yeah, what's happening? Like, that's the meat up.
Maybe Bucky was okay with him taking the shield and being like, okay, Sam's going to be the new, and he should have it. But when Sam gives it up, he's like, well, dude, I would have at least taken it and ran with it. I would have honored his legacy. You gave it up, and he didn't choose me because he thought you could have done a better job. You were more worthy.
Well, that and Bucky, he probably knew that Bucky had that guilt behind him still. Because at which it's apparent on the beginning of the episode.
Strong possibility.
Yeah, exactly. So he knew that he still had some stuff to work through. But yeah, eventually, who knows? Maybe in the MCU that eventually Bucky will get the shield.
And I also do think it's weak what they're doing with Sam, with all these, like, it's okay to use the scene with Isaiah, I think, and show how the military exploited.
Put him in jail.
The very first.
It was very Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yes.
you're introducing a racial component into that without having to do these cheap-ass, stereotypical, I can't get a bank loan, the cops are asking for my ID, are you harassing this man?
My ancestor was harassed too.
I'm waiting for next episode with the sheriff's daughter. He's dating the daughter, and you're like, we don't take kindly to your... Like,
Hero or not.
Roscoe Pico Train.
You don't touch that, son.
I mean,
right.
it just seems so caricatured.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got enough realness there with that you could play with and really get the racial component apart over without needing to beat us over the head with it every 5 minutes with little comments here and there that just seem extraneous.
Yeah, I mean, all that needs to happen now is for Rosa Parks to come in like, I was an American hero too. You can do it. You can do it, Sam. Pick up the shield.
Yes, that's what I want. I want Sam being conflicted about representing this country because of who he is, coming up in a world that doesn't necessarily embrace him, and Bucky trying to figure out who he is and seeing that, yeah, Cap thought enough of you, didn't think of that of me, and I just want to make sure Steve's legacy is honored. Not that I think deep down he's wrong about me and I'm really a bad guy at heart. It just seems like the character motivations are a little, the way they're portraying them, maybe it all course corrects, but it's a little weak.
Yeah, I still kind of want to have a Sam and Isaiah Bradley kind of like confab. We talk somewhere. Maybe like Isaiah knocks some sense into Sam.
Oh, I think Isaiah's coming back.
Yeah, I want him to come back because I want to explore more of that dude. Cause
They
like,
probably will definitely.
Yeah,
Like
that's a typical movie foreshadowing where it's like, you get out of here, I'm not going to, yeah. And then, of course, like the next episode he comes up and it's
like Karate
you were
Kid.
right.
You talk to like, well,
It's the
what-
same cap shield we see on beach together.
you know,
Yes, same shield. Hey. Hey, look, I got a question for you guys. Is Steve Rogers dead?
No.
They
Well,
no, well,
because they haven't said it at all.
I thought the same thing.
But it's like, wait, is he dead or is he still around?
I mean,
Why couldn't he come like say, hey, Falcon, what the hell, man? I gave you that damn shit.
His wife is gone. Like, Bucky could have at least visited him, like, you know, hey, Steve, do you still see things? Leave me alone.
I'm waiting for like a shot, like, kind of like what they did with Bucky at the beginning, where they showed the TV news thing, and then Steve sitting like going, oh, his jaws to the floor. You know, it's like what? The so I thought about this. I was like, I wanted to ask this on the show. I was like, is Steve Rogers dead?
I mean, I didn't.
That's
think
a good
he
question.
Was, but you got a point. I mean, in the continuity that they're using, there's no way to really tell that. I'd have to assume no, but there's no way to really tell that. Right?
We don't know how far after the blip we are, I suppose, but I would assume maybe like 5 years would be.
I think it's within that. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the timeline, and I think it's just right within that window.
Like if you're going by the Spider-Man, everyone popped back up. That was.
Well, no, I'm going in game. He was already alive. He quits, and then he has to dance with his girl.
Right, but then you see Spider-Man where everyone comes back from the blip, right?
Right.
And I want to say, oh man,
But no, everybody's back from the blip.
Right.
But in game.
But we're trying to establish a time frame.
Because you have it in
past this.
Spider-Man, you also have it in WandaVision where everybody's coming back from the blip as well.
Okay, okay. Wait, all right. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a safe estimate that it's about 5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then, yeah, I think I would venture to say he's still alive, but will he come on this show? Unless they do some weird silhouette, I don't see him doing it.
I want to come back and have him smack Sam in the face.
He should. He should.
Well, are we ruling out that there won't be a cameo at some point in time by old
Unless
Captain
he's
America?
dead. I mean, what if his cameo is like a gravestone?
That'd be messed up.
Don't you think if he was dead that they might have mentioned it by now?
That's what I'm thinking too. Unless we don't know exactly when this is taking place.
But it does seem kind of weird that not even a phone call. Like Peggy's dead at this point, right?
Right.
So-
Okay.
they haven't referenced him. They haven't talked to him. It seems like they're talking about him like he has passed.
He
But it's
must
like,
have passed because now you say that because wasn't there a scene at the beginning where she looks at Bucky's phone and like there's not even 10 numbers in here and Sam has called you like 20 times like even though they supposedly hate each other, didn't she say you haven't called back Sam?
Yeah, and you think Steve would have texted him too,
right.
or called.
Yeah, at least
Well,
kept up.
he's like 80 now. He don't know how to text.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Damn
Maybe-
phone, I can't figure it out.
Maybe he just walked away.
What's a TikTok?
Bucky, you want to dance? You could be the bottom.
He's over at the post office. I want to send a telegram.
Like, excuse me, sir?
Western Union.
Yes.
Did you hear what
Bucky,
this
call
man
me
said?
back. Oh, stop.
Waiting for the carrier pigeon to fly back to me with the note on his leg.
Sam, the shield. What the hell?
Stop. Full stop.
Seriously, stop.
All right, y'all. So as we're kind of wrapping this up, it sounds like I want to leave with the listeners with some trivia, and maybe you guys can figure this out. But it's kind of interesting if you notice the cell number that Baron Zemo was in. Did y'all notice the cell number for that?
I did not.
8675309.
It is. It is. It is
What is
Sharon's
that?
phone. No, it's not. It's
8675309.
no. It's actually the number is 2187. Does that ring a bell to anybody?
Because it's 21817 on an undercover cop.
Yours!
I just remembered I can't curse.
No, we already said
No, 2187. Does that ring a bell?
2187. No.
Is that
2187.
some code that he had in his own layer?
Oh, not that. It is. Do you remember Finn from the new Star Wars stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
That was his stormtrooper number, FN 2187.
Oh, wow.
But there's more. The cell number in which Princess Leia was imprisoned on the original Death Star was 2187.
Ah.
So you said Zemo's on the Death Star?
That'd be badass,
How awesome
actually.
would that be? Falcon, can you fly to
No,
space?
this is just Disney trying to
He's on
unify
the
all their
Death Star.
properties.
He's on the Battle Star.
Oh, yeah.
Galactica?
No.
Battlestar America.
Battlestar
On
Galaga.
Hoskins.
Battlestar Hoskins.
LeVar Hoskins.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that. Oh, my goodness. That
No, just
dude.
a funny little trivia I noticed.
I
I
liked
happened to
it,
watch it.
okay.
I was like, 2187. I was like, why does that sound familiar?
I had no idea.
You had
So this
that.
is like the THX thing where they work in that number all the
Yeah,
time.
it must be because like guess what? Like after this particular series, then you have the Bad Batch comes out in May. From what I remember, the Bad Batch is like a spinoff from like the Clone Wars stuff. So it almost makes it's like kind of like they're trying to tie things together for the year, which is interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, just to kind of throw that out there. But I thought that was kind of interesting. 2187.
You had me.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Make that your next pin number.
Zemo.
Zemo.
2187.
Zemo, yes, he's credited for appearing in this episode, and also Sharon Carter is she's credited with appearing in the last 5 episodes, 4 episodes, 5.
Okay.
So that means she'll be the cliffhanger for the next episode.
Oh, Steve told me to tell you what you did with this shoe. Oh, I guess that might have to be what it is. But
It might-
okay.
yeah. All right, so just to kind of finally finish up, to put that period in the sentence, let's go around the table, around the room, around the world, whatever you want to call it, and figure out what did you guys think of episode 2 of this series? Episode 2 of 6.
2 of 6.
2 of 6. There's only 6.
Well, I'll let the comic guru go first.
Oh.
Should we do it like the Coke, like your old Coke rating?
Oh, my Coke. Okay, like new Coke.
New Coke, Coke
Yeah, New
Classic,
Coke, Diet Coke,
Diet
Zero
Coke, Coke
Coke.
Zero.
It might take another 20 minutes just to explain the Coke system.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Really sweet, somewhat sweet. It's okay.
Mexican
Not
Coke?
that good. I would give it a classic Coke. I would say like
And that's
if-
the top rated Coke, in our opinions.
I would say it's high because of what they had to do for this particular episode. They did very well, which is introduce a lot of people, still have the action, and then still move the story forward. There's, like you said, there's still some weird parts, but yeah, I think it's still a solid episode. Like so far, it's just a really solid series. So yeah, I give it if I had to give it like an
like a scale of 1 to 10.
8.
An 8, okay. And I'll agree with that. I'll say an 8 as well. And if I had to put it on your Coke scale, I'll put it at Mexican Coke.
Mexican
I think
Coke.
it's a little bit higher than classic Coke because it doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup. It has all that all natural sugar. But no, I really enjoyed it because I really was laughing. I enjoyed it. The interaction between those two guys. I'm glad they met up finally. You know, even though they had it was a little contentious when they first met, right? They had the whole argument about wizards. And I love that Doctor Strange is
like that,
a
yeah.
wizard.
Yes, big three.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. I thought that was funny. But I was laughing throughout this episode, and I love those two guys' dynamic because you know they don't get along, but it's like some deep down somewhere they do get along. They had that unifying person in Cap, and whether he's gone or he's still around or something or whatever, there's still something binding those two guys together, or else they wouldn't be in this episode together. So I enjoyed it. I thought the fight scene was cool. It was kind of like the parallel trucks with the Van Damme thing. So that was kind of without Van Damme straddling the two trucks. But I thought it was really cool. I enjoyed this episode. I'm glad to see these two guys together doing something, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'll give it a Mexican Coke.
All right.
Okay. I don't think it's a Mexican Coke. I think it's a really well put together fountain drink. Like just nice and smooth, but not quite as good as Mexican Coke in the glass bottle. That's the top.
Let me explain that.
So that's new Coke for you.
That is the best Coke available. There's the best Coke available is the Mexican Coke.
All right, so you got Mexican Coke, Coke Classic, and when you're at the restaurant and you got to mix the syrup and the soda water and the CO2 together, you're talking about that mix, which I would put like below like canned classic Coke.
Like a really good mix.
It's close
like
to classic
right
Coke.
on.
That's where I'd put it.
Yeah.
So it's about a
exactly.
3.
It wasn't perfect, but it went down smooth. You know what I mean? So that's how I would put it.
And I forgot to put it on my scale 1 to 10. I said 8. Lee, where would you put it?
Yeah, I'd give it like a 7, maybe 6.5.
10 being the best, 1 being like, eh. All right, cool. Scale 1 to 10. All right, Danny.
You know what? I like this one probably even more than I like the last one. I would say like every single time I watch these, especially when I know we're going to cover them. The first thing that happens on Friday morning when I wake up and I have my coffee is I put these on. Like whatever show it is, it's WandaVision, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever, Mandalorian. I'll put it on and I'll have it on the background while I'm having my coffee and checking my email and everything like that. And generally, I can do what I'm doing and kind of have it on the background and kind of check in as I need to look and just hear it. And then I'll watch it again where I can just focus. I found myself stopping what I was doing and just watching this because I was just engaged in what they were doing. So it was really, really well done. The acting, the action sequences, everything just works with this series so well. It's just the writing sometimes gets away from them. And that's the only reason to me that it keeps it from being a perfect 10. Like there's that point in there where, like Lee referenced it earlier, we're free agents. We don't work, y'all guys, y'all work for the government. Y'all have to go through all this red tape. We're free agents. We get to do whatever we want to do. And I'm like, well, let me get straight. You're using government technology, government transportation. You're interviewing government witnesses, and there's no ties to the government. I mean, they are jumping out of government planes. Red Wing is government technology. That's how they're tracking them. They're going to go talk to Baron Zemo. I mean,
and Torres is government issue.
Exactly. Yeah, they're making Bucky go to government counseling. I mean, the government is all over this thing. So there's that element to it that I don't necessarily like. Where just sometimes it just seems like the writing kind of gets away from them. Not much, but just a little bit. You know, if you're paying attention, like something about that just doesn't gel. They're not free agents. They're clearly being helped. And the other part of it that they gotta ease up a little bit on the racial issue. I mean, it's just over the head. It kills the subtlety of it when you and hopefully, like I said, that's where it's going. Where it's like, man, it's just so much of it that you kind of you want to have that impact. Like, yeah, this is a major decision because I'm dealing with it. But when you're just beating people over the head with it, I mean, we're at a point right now where the government's racist. Because they took the shield away from him, lied and gave it to a white dude. The police are racist. The people owning the banks are racist. I mean, every single stretch along the way thus far, we've encountered.
Even the little kids are taught racism.
Right. Well, but I mean, that's like innocent racial humor, I suppose. I don't know. But Sam makes comments that are very thoughtful from time to time where he kind of alludes to America having a troubled history. Shall we say? I mean, there was one part in there where he made a comment where he said something about government resources and like, yeah, usually said by people with all the resources or something like that.
Right.
And I can't remember what the line was, but there again, a poignant comment, and then it hints at, yeah, there's something bubbling underneath here, and then so hopefully when it comes out, it's just gonna like, yeah, I totally get his motivation, but it just kind of seems like they're beating you over the head with it to the point that you've heard it so much now, you're like, ugh, dude, again with this? Y'all just keep working it in every 5 minutes, you know. Let the characters stand on their own for a little bit. You don't have to. Then again, I don't know where they're going. So maybe I'm wrong about what Sam's motivations is ultimately going to be for not taking up the shield originally. But I hope that's what it is, because that seems to me to make the most sense. Yeah, sometimes the writing gets a little sloppy. But other than that, I think this is really, the humor's there. The chemistry is there. The acting is top notch. The action sequences have been unbelievable.
And to go along with that, I think that in this episode too, I think the action sequences were just right.
Yeah,
I think it was too much. It was just enough action, but it was just enough humor and everything was felt kind of balanced with
I mean, when John Walker throws the shield and catches LeVar as he's falling off the truck,
that
and
was
boom,
cool.
he lands on the shield, and that's how he saves him. I'm like, oh wow, that's really well done. Like I never even thought about it. Like the whole idea that you could save somebody using the shield like that—that's just inventive.
Yeah, and he obviously controls the shield well because you see it in the episode where he's throwing it at targets and stuff.
Yeah, they showed his practice and stuff. But do they say that he's a super soldier?
No, they don't straight out say it.
Yeah,
they don't
that's-
straight out
No,
say it.
even he said it. He's like, I don't have any super abilities or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like super tech.
I
He says
wouldn't
in
be
every-
surprised though if that's kind of false. If that's kind of misleading, because like it kind of seemed like again in this episode they kind of made you like I went into it wanting to hate the dude. And as they kind of set him up and they kind of introduce the character and you're interviewing him and you start to see him relate, you're like, okay, he's a good dude at heart, but he's a goofy dude. But at the very end of it, all of a sudden you see the claws come out of that kitty.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
stay out of my way.
Well, here's where I'm predicting the new Captain America and Battlestar are on the side of the power brokers, which is also on the side of the government, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier on the side of the I guess the offshoots flag smashers, maybe, or the flag smashers. I envision that battle building up.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, that means too that there's going to be they have to introduce a bigger bad.
And then Isaiah comes out and he says he has one last ride in him and decides to kick some butt.
Now, you know what? But what would make Isaiah want to come? If Isaiah is the inspiration for him to become Captain America, that means they have to have this nice heart-to-heart racial speech, which I would probably
With Sam, probably.
throw up. But he's probably gonna say something like, but it was harder for me. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the speech that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear.
Do it for those of us that can't, Eli.
You don't understand. They didn't let me read.
Do it for who
They
can't
didn't let
do
me-
it now.
They didn't let me go out and work in the field.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I'm like,
would you have such a negative opinion of that speech that is probably coming?
It's coming.
It's a good guess, and I'm with you 1,000%. Would you have such a negative opinion, like I said before, which is a criticism of mine, if they haven't already beaten you over the head with this so much?
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's a fair question. If it came from like Rhodey being War Machine and then saying, like I said the first time, I am Iron Man, like there's no Tony, I would be the next Iron Man, but I got to figure out my own way and blah, 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 America's divided, totally get that. This guy comes out, he's way old school. I mean, we're talking way old school. That means that when he has the conversation with Sam about having the shield and whatnot, that's going to be the most relatable guy, but he doesn't relate to him because he didn't even know Isaiah existed. Like, that's going to be the real crazy part of that. But if it came from heroes strictly, yes, I think it would have more impact than doing the basic, I'm watching you, I'm a cop and you black and, I'm not giving you a loan. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it would have more impact coming from black heroes who are already in the spot where somebody else had the mantle, but they're still carrying it as best as they can. And that's the spot that they would want him to be in. And if only Sam would just spit it out, just completely spit it out without having all of the subtleties of what happens to him, I think that I could get behind the character even more so. Because if that's how you try to connect to me at that point, it's like, come on, you doing hero stuff already. Like if you feel you don't like the country and this and that, stop doing the hero stuff.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
Away.
Like
sun's getting kind of low, buddy.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, but I mean, War Machine doesn't have the same War Machine taking over the Iron Man. Like, and we're not saying that he did because he's you've never seen that. But let's say that's what happens is that Rhodey is taking on the Iron.
Yeah, man, like he's no scientist,
right? But that does not have the same
impact
as Captain America.
Yeah.
A symbol, a corporate symbol. A government symbol, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're representing a country that you have mixed feelings about. I totally get that. I think that's a great motivation, and what a awesome way to go ahead and set up that character, and what a great subject to explore, especially today. I mean, what a great subject to go ahead and explore. But you're cheapening where you're going if you keep hammering it with these same old cliches that you've seen in 1,000 different movies.
I'll say this on the, and then like,
And we'll wrap it, yeah.
And we'll wrap it.
Yeah.
All Sam needs to do is give like a ramble like speech about how he feels about the country, because he doesn't address it. We just happen to be poignant enough.
We just know that there's like tension there.
Exactly.
And he hasn't outright explicitly said it.
So if you're
yeah.
a person who's just watching the show, and you're just like, why is all this crazy stuff happening to him? And when they ask him every episode something about this, she's like, man, get off. I want to talk about that. Like,
I thought his line was brilliant where he said, can y'all just accept that I did
the right thing?
what I thought was right at the time? I thought that was a brilliant line, and I'm like, oh man, that's a really well stated line. And I'm waiting, and he's like, man, I don't have time.
Exactly.
I'm
That's exactly it.
I was so sucked into that scene, and it just took you right out.
Because that scene in particular is set up, all these different scenes are set up where he has to confess or say something, and he doesn't say it.
But you know what? It sounds like the whole premise of this episode is like Sam not willing to commit.
And I think that's part,
fair.
And
He's not committing to the statement. He's not committing to the Captain America role. He's not committing to this whole thing, which maybe in the next 4 episodes we find out.
like this fact that he didn't continue what he was going to say. He's like, man, I'm done. It was, oh man, like it wasn't.
You wanted
I wasn't
it.
angry. It was
Right.
like I wanted to hear him say it.
You wanted him to
He
say
felt
it.
cheated.
Not cheated. It's like
You want him to commit. You want him to say it. Just freaking say it.
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to. I mean, it's episodic television, so you're waiting for it to come along. So yeah, you still have 4 more episodes to go. So I didn't feel cheated, but I did. I wanted to hear it right then and there, and that just goes to show how much they've made you connect.
Always leave them wanting more.
That's
right?
That's
right.
the patriotic hero 101 is you give that speech where you stand and you just like, I want more for my country, but I just can't get it because my country don't love me.
Don't want
as
more
much
from
as I
me.
love my country.
That's right.
You know, something like that. You're like, yeah, that boy been in the war. I'll be
That
hard.
boy good. That boy good.
That boy.
Yeah.
Get him, Sam. Get
Yeah,
him. Like,
sexual
that's what you
chocolate.
want.
That's
That's
right.
it. Randy Watson.
I think we all agree that's coming.
Yeah, it is. In the next 4 episodes, we're going to get that.
But, you know, like, get it early, I'd be happy.
So that brings us to the end of this segment. So let us know your thoughts about this Falcon and Winter Soldier episode. And we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, guys, if you want to learn more about the Magic Our Way podcast, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your opinions on anything we've talked about, you can do so through the following ways. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com. Leave us a call or text message us at 1-815-WEEKEND. Yes, that is 1-815
Mo Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys that do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory, what a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru, Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
Man, I tell you, that pumps me up every time, all the time, anytime. But you can also follow a link to this podcast so you get all the synergy every time you go to the Ivory Comics website. So you don't miss an episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. So get on that. Get on that. That's good stuff. And like you said, we're on YouTube too. Like this, everything's just kind of like collapsing in a very beautiful way in itself.
Convalescent, if you will.
Yes,
I like
Daddy.
that convalescent.
That's it. We're branded, Daddy. We're branded. It's good stuff.
Brandon who?
Brandon Lee. It's
Yes.
good
Oh,
stuff.
okay, cool.
And the
Daddy.
Fraser.
Yeah, and the Fraser. Watch out for your mummy. You can also find me on Facebook. There, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, cool. As long as you're a bot, get on out the way. Unless you're. Yeah, anyway, get on out the way.
No,
I'm not opening up that.
You don't want no bots. A bot is a guy that can't get no friends.
For me,
no.
I don't know you. Who you with? Use them fake recognition software. All right, I'm moving on. Gotcha. So you can also see
Kevin waved you on.
She's like, Kevin's like, get out, come on. So you can also follow Project Geisha on Facebook. So that's facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram, I'm there. Sharing things, posting up hearts and likes, so you can find me there at EIV504. And of course, on Twitter, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, then you're just bringing me the gladness, touch free or not. Thank you very much.
And look, if you want to book a vacation so that you can take part in the testing.
If you want to book a vacation because you had the vaccination.
You can do so through Lee of Magical Moments Vacations.
For some relaxation.
Yeah, for some relaxation. Tell them how to do this, sir.
All right, just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-ZEMO. Zima? Zika? I don't know. 832-ZMOs. Ezekiel. Get the Ezekiel virus.
That's right.
You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com/Lostovica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. You can find me on Instagram at You Got a Friend in Lee Travel. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no
Hasselvika.
In addition, there are so many ways to support the show as a whole. You can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to take a second and thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. Summer weekends, ladies and gentlemen, we say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
Kevin's got a mouthful of Chex Mix.
I do.
And I'm Danny.
Magic app.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Chex Mix? Maybe?
Hey, this is Eli from the